The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. Glory to you, O Lord. Mary set out and traveled to the hill country in haste, to a town of Judea, where she entered the house of Zechariah and greeted Elizabeth. When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the infant leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth, filled with the Holy Spirit, cried out in a loud voice and said, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. And how does this happen to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For at the moment the sound of your greeting reached my ears, the infant in my womb leaped for joy. Blessed are you, believed that what has spoken to you by the Lord would be fulfilled." The Gospel of the Lord. May the words of my mouth and meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, who is our strength and Redeemer. Blessed are the women. It has always frustrated me that throughout the history of the church and society as a whole, we have seen women as weaker or less able to function in roles of leadership than men. Yet, it was the women in the gospel who were always the first. They were the first to say yes to God. They were the first to celebrate his coming into the world. The first to witness his miracles. And the first to see him in his glorious resurrection. There is nothing weak about our Blessed Mother. Her trust in God took an amazing amount of strength. She knew the consequences that she would have to deal with when the angel Gabriel came to her. How was she going to explain her pregnancy to Joseph, her family, her neighbors? Would anyone believe her story? Mary didn't just face embarrassment and ridicule that we might see today when a woman becomes pregnant outside of her marriage. No, at that time, she faced death. But with all that, Mary never hesitated to say yes to God. Her joyful acceptance of the gift that she had been given by God in face of uncertainty and danger is why our Blessed Mother is the single most perfect role model. In today's gospel, Mary is yet again the perfect role model for us. She shows us how to give the perfect gift. Something that we all at this time of year have been trying to figure out. Her gift, though, could not be purchased in the mall or ordered on Amazon. Her gift was the gift of presence. This is the greatest gift because its value cannot be calculated in terms of money. Another point we can make out of Mary's gift to Elizabeth is that one that should not be given according to one's convenience, but according to the needs of the receiver. It was not convenient for Mary to travel the lonely dangerous road from Galilee to the hills of Judea. It certainly was an uphill task. But Elizabeth needed help. She was 6 months pregnant and would no longer be able to go and draw water from the village well, to look after her crops in her garden and the animals in her farm. She would no longer be able to go to the market for the shopping. So Mary, as soon as she learns that Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant, went with haste and stayed with her for about 3 months. Mary gave Elizabeth what she needed, when she needed it. And that is the perfect gift. So often, we know someone who is going through a difficult time. Maybe they lost a loved one. Maybe they've become sick or injured. Maybe they're suffering from depression, or they've lost their job. We want to help, but we don't know what to do or what to say. Most times, there's nothing that we can say or do that will help. But what we can do is be present. We may not be able to fix the problem, but we can be there so they don't have to walk that journey alone. As we approach the day when Jesus became present to us, I suggest that we ask ourselves, is there someone in our family or among my acquaintances who is lonely, who is sick, who is estranged from me, or possibly alienated from everyone from whom my presence might make a difference? If so, pay that visit. Give that gift. Offer the grace of your presence. Even if it's turned down, you will still have offered the gift. And the one who came to be present among us will know it. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.